Okay, you guys are doing just awesome. So we've already covered 3 different ways that you can find or at least position yourself in front of clients online. We've talked a little bit how to pitch them, that's showing and not just telling. And now I'm going to talk a little more about an exercise that I want you to do, and it's all about finding your authentic voice. A lot of people underestimate your authentic voice and the power it can have over finding new clients. The thing is too, is that a lot of VAs, especially new VAs, often think that they should behave or should talk in a certain way. And that can come across as being very inauthentic, very stiff. And clients pick up on that stuff. They really, really do. Clients do not want somebody who's stiff or awkward or inauthentic. They want to know who you are. Now, the best thing about being yourself online, finding your authentic voice, pitching people using your authentic tone and the way you actually speak is arguably one of the best things that you can do for your business. And here's why. If you're using a fake tone, like if you are actually a really low-key person and you say dude all the time, or you use emojis all the time, like it's actually really egregious how many times you put the monkey emoji on your emails, that's cool, but don't pretend to be a very serious corporate person. Because if you pitch yourself as a very serious corporate person and a corporate, very uptight person hires you, very soon, and I'm speaking from personal experience, within 6 months to a year, that wall, that facade that you've put up comes down. And that's because it's normal. Like any job, you've gotten more comfortable with your client, you're letting your walls down a little bit, they get a little glimpse of your personality. But if you are suddenly sending them emojis or cat gifs and they're not used to that, or worst case scenario, they don't like it, or they think that you're being too silly with their clients, they can fire you. And it's because you're not the person that they thought they were hiring. But that's a good thing, because you don't want to work with clients who stifle you. And if you feel that you're working with somebody who stifles your creativity or your authenticity, that can feel very bad. And in the long run, that can actually lead to a lot of burnout. I've seen it happen with my own business. I've seen it happen with other VAs. But if you're not working with the kind of clients that you enjoy or at least tolerate, or if you can't be yourself on your email, it can feel very stifling and it can make this industry very hard. So finding your authentic voice is a great way to avoid that burnout, that heartache. It is an also great way to find the clients who love you, who just get what it is that you do and will appreciate you and your humor. Your personality absolutely can get you hired. And here's a quick example for you. I've got a friend who's a copywriter. So she is technically a virtual assistant, but her bread and butter niche service that she makes so much money on is copywriting. The reason that she landed her absolute most dream job client was through being her authentic self on Twitter. She was just talking about whatever it is she was talking about, and this company, a fully remote company, saw her tweets online. The CEO thought she was hilarious. And they actually reached out to her and said, I know you didn't apply for this, but we're looking for a writer. Would you be interested in writing our blog post for us? Fully remote. She got hired just because she was her authentic self. She was presenting herself as is and got her a long-term gig. So you might be thinking to yourself, how do you find your authentic self? And there are a couple different exercises you can do, and they're pretty simple. I want you to pick up your phone, or if your phone is not near you, pick up your email, look at your email, open your email. I want you to look through messages to your closest friends. When we speak to our closest relatives or our best friends, we tend to let our guard down. We tend to just be loose because we're comfortable with that person. They accept us. So I want you to look through your messages and see if you can identify a tone. See if you can identify certain things that you do a lot. Do you use a lot of exclamation points? Do you use the term right on all the time? Are you actually a very serious person and people think that's funny? Whatever it is that you do with your closest friends and family, that's as close as you're going to get to your authentic voice. And when you are pitching clients on things like Facebook or Twitter, or when you are writing your summary for LinkedIn, if you can replicate that authentic tone, or at least incorporate elements, terms that you use a lot, exclamation points that you use way too much, if you can incorporate those, it's going to do two things for you. One, it's going to repel the clients who you don't want, because those clients aren't attracted to you, for lack of better terms. And two, it's going to attract your ideal client. So that's my last tip for you, and I hope this section was helpful. In this section, you really do have to make sure that you are ready and primed to know how to find different clients. And of this whole section, if there are only two things that you've taken away, it's this. It is show and don't just tell when you are pitching clients, and be your authentic self. If there's nothing else you've taken from this first section, take those two things, because those two things are the things that are going to help you land your perfect clients in the long run. So in the next section, we're actually going to start going over the 10 most common questions and how you can answer them during your client interview. I hope you guys are excited as I am, and let's keep going.